got the snapper. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, they'll take this one. Yeah, all the way back. Okay.
For recent news, we're going to start off talking about Bitcoin, where the price of Bitcoin is going in the future. I want to talk about Ethereum, and I want to talk about DeFi and what is going on with DeFi yield farming. It's the latest thing right now. I'm going to keep you up to date with everything that you need to know about, put things in perspective. This is a video you do not want to miss. Like the video, support the channel, and let's get right into it. Timestamps are below. Major Swiss health insurance company now accepts cryptocurrency as payment. A major health insurance provider in Switzerland is now making Bitcoin and Ethereum payments available to all of its policy holders. The company is called Atupri Health Insurance. This is a well-known health insurance company in that part of the world. They're partnering with crypto financial services company Bitcoin Swiss. For its 200,000 customers, now are able to use Bitcoin or Ethereum to make payments. That's the great news. This is a great PR move for Bitcoin, making Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies okay and a legitimate thing to the general public. The other side of the story is that this company, based in Bern, will not be holding any of the crypto itself, rather just receiving fiat payments in Swiss francs once the Bitcoin or ETH is exchanged by Bitcoin Swiss. Also, the company will have customers paying for any fees associated with mining. So that's the story, the full story. I say this is a net positive, but let's move on. Bitcoin is targeting a price of $288,000 stock to flow price like clockwork. This is according to Plan B himself. Another monthly close is exactly in line with stock to flow predictions as Europe sees a return to negative inflation and the dollar wanes. Bitcoin is heading to $288,000 and higher like clockwork. Bitcoin has now put in its fourth so-called red dot on the stock to flow chart since May. According to performance after the two previous halvings, this just leaves months before a major price surge ensues. Now let's actually go from this chart. Let's take a look at the live chart, and like he said, it's playing out like clockwork. Where we are today looks exactly like where we were at 4 years ago, looks very similar to where we were at 4 years beyond that or before that. So looking into the future, we can expect a Bitcoin price, if it follows stock to flow like it has been for the past 11 years, a Bitcoin price of over $100,000, maybe even in the far future, a Bitcoin price of over $1 million. And I'll leave it there because that's what might happen in the far future. I mean, we can say for certain that August 2020 is the first month with no trades below $10,000. And September, although it's just started, is currently the second month. Let's talk about Ethereum. Let's talk about DeFi. Let's talk about what's happening in the cryptocurrency space today. Ethereum transaction fees have set a record once again as DeFi becomes even pricier. Let's talk about that. Ethereum transaction fees have soared to new all-time highs for the second time in 3 weeks, according to on-chain data. Steep network fees are a double-edged sword for Ethereum. This is according to an analyst at Messari. They can ward off potential users, but rising fees also signify an increase in network utilization and demand for block space. So right now, Ethereum is the platform that cryptocurrency companies are choosing to build on despite the high fees. Will that change in the future? That's what this Messari analyst is suggesting. As transaction fees continue to increase, largely caused by the continued explosion of decentralized finance, this is causing DeFi to slowly become a game reserved for the wealthy, according to this analyst. Another way to show you what's going on with Ethereum, Ethereum's blockchain growth rate has skyrocketed in the past months to 260 megabytes per day. This is a 2x increase since the beginning of the year and 40% higher than Bitcoin's current blockchain growth rate, which is at all-time highs. Cryptocurrency is popular. We're seeing proof of that right now. Now, what's going to happen? It's just what's going to happen with these high fees? Nobody knows. Vitalik Buterin says DeFi yield farmers go burr more than central banks. Ethereum's co-founder thinks that DeFi yield farming is unsustainable. Everything is being built on Ethereum right now, and the co-founder of Ethereum says this is not a great idea. This is unsustainable. Let's find out. So I like this article because it kind of goes through what's happened with Ethereum over the past year. On Ethereum, you get decentralized lending protocols and market makers. The details vary, but the important part is protocols reward you for putting cryptocurrencies into smart contracts with more crypto. Then came yield farming, where protocols would give you even more crypto, this time in the form of so-called governance tokens for choosing their platform above others. In my mind, this started with Compound. It went to, YFI, Yearn Finance, Aves Lend. These are all prime examples. Gumshoes community members can use these tokens to vote on proposals to update the network. But another reason people farm these governance tokens is because they're worth a lot of money. More and more each day, with some DeFi yield farming protocols promising returns of 2,000% a year. Buterin thinks the market is unsustainable. Buterin says that yield farming regimes make central banks seem like they're run by Ron Paul. Buterin says he's staying out of it. So even Vitalik Buterin, who has every reason to talk about how great it is that everything's being built on Ethereum, is even saying, hey, this seems, I get it seems like he's saying, guys, this is a bubble. Let's talk about this story. Let's talk about Tezos, and I think this is really eye-opening. Class action lawsuit targeting Tezos ends in a $25 million settlement after 3 years. The lawsuit alleged that Tezos violated securities laws through its 2017 ICO. According to the judgment, the funds will be distributed among all persons and entities who participated in Tezos' 2017 ICO. Eligible parties must file a claim to receive a share in the settlement before October 16th, 2020. So it's a $25 million settlement. And the reason I think this is interesting, because the Tezos capital raise took in $232 million worth of Bitcoin in Ethereum at the time, making it the largest ICO at the time. So $232 million, the SEC says they just have to pay $25 million because they, did an unregistered security. It almost seems like the SEC is saying, this is pretty much okay. This is the same thing that they did with EOS, just giving them a relatively small fine compared to how much they actually raised. So, it seems like the SEC is pretty much letting this stuff happen. Signature Bank gives dozens more PPP loans to crypto firms than previously reported. The reason I wanted to point this out to you is because it's just an example of another well-known bank giving loans to cryptocurrency companies and making cryptocurrency companies okay. Around 20 million of the 1.9 billion, so it's a relatively small number, in PPP loans the bank extended was given to roughly 40 firms in the digital asset space, according to the bank's CEO. The executive would not name the firms it gave PPP loans to or give an exact number of firms who took out a loan through the relief program, but public records show that Signature issued loans to a number of prominent firms in the space, including Ethereum Venture Studios, Consensus, VC firms Polychain, and crypto lender Celsius Network. So there's that. IOTA wallet balance can now be checked via Amazon Alexa. Who gives a fuck? I can say, hey, Alexa, what's my IOTA balance? Okay. Tether has now surpassed XRP by market cap again. And if we check coinmarketcap.com, see it goes Bitcoin, $222 billion market cap, Ethereum, $54 billion market cap, and now Tether at a $13 billion market cap. Will there come a day where Tether surpasses Ethereum and Bitcoin? I mean, that's how it seems like it's trending that way. I remember when Tether was in the top 20, then the top 10. Now it's in the top 3. Final story of the day. Malaysian authorities arrest crypto miners for $600,000 worth of power theft. The 2 crypto mining operations stole almost $20,000 in electricity per month. Why are people going to such great lengths to break the law to mine cryptocurrency?